well. So I'm wishing him well again. So, Coach, well done. And your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I think obviously Brad made you aware of what we've been talking about in the preseason, having analysed ourselves and the performance from last season. One of the big issues was the goals and the amount of goals that we conceded. And we worked quite extensively during preseason to try and ensure that we can bring those goals scored against us tally down. But unfortunately tonight, 2 silly mistakes end up costing you 2 goals. And so the first half I was extremely disappointed with the performance of the team. We had moments in the first half that, yes, we looked like we dominated. We had a couple of chances. We managed to get ourselves back into the game with Brad's first goal, which allowed us to come in at half-time with a bit of a hope and a prayer. And it's always difficult for a team when they find themselves 2-1 up and conceding that goal just before half-time. You know that you can gain the impetus in the second half. And I thought the performance, the changes that we made at half-time worked extremely well for us. And I think we clearly dominated the game in the second half and deserved the 2 goals that we scored, and possibly we could have even had a third and won it more comfortably. So the second half performance was a little bit more from what I saw during the 6 weeks of pre-season versus what I saw in the first half. But that's always a risk, You do 6 weeks of pre-season, you play 7-8 friendlies, and it's difficult to gauge, are the guys ready, aren't they ready? You could feel in the warm-up there was quite a bit of nerves. So, that first half performance, the guys started sluggishly, poorly, silly errors, especially the goal from the set piece. We worked on it quite extensively during the week, where we made the players aware that the threat is going to be at the far post and the guys allowed to get them free header. But now it's about learning from those mistakes, fixing those problems. We're into the next round, which was our objective leading up to this game. And as Brad mentioned, the one good thing that we take from it was the character that the guys showed. To be able to come back the way they did. A lot of people would fold their arms when they found themselves 2-0 down, but the guys didn't do that. They kept fighting, kept working. And then it's a team effort, because the guys who came off the bench all contributed, and so the collective is what is important for me.
Hi, Coach. My name is Opani from Fafos. I've got 2 questions for you. What was your impression about the new signings, especially the ones that started right with the brace? I thought Tukolo was decent at the back as well. In terms of the fight back, is it now what you need to define the team? It's in terms of competing, obviously, because last season you finished 4th now, and I'm sure the ambition is to finish better than what you finished last season as well.
Yeah, I think obviously we had 5 new faces in the starting lineup. To answer your first question, took a bit of risk today, to be honest, with 2 of the youngsters. Oleratu coming in and playing at 10 is obviously somebody who joined us not that long ago. He's only been part of the squad over the past 4 weeks of pre-season, and I felt that best opportunity for him would be to start, then to bring him off the bench, because if he struggles in the game, we can bring him off and bring someone else. But bringing him off the bench and struggles, then that's not really going to help the team. So I opted to start him today. He had moments where I thought he did well, but I think the physical element of the game is where he struggled. 1v1 duels, he struggled. Technically, we can see he's a very, very good player, but the physical side of the game he struggled today, and that was an important element in the game. We needed to be able to win those individual duels. We needed to be able to go and press with aggression, and someone like Linda coming on replacing him gave us that, which is what we didn't, and because of that it gave us impetus to go forward and obviously get the goals that ended up getting us the win. The young boy Madupi at centre back, I thought, excellent performance overall. He's a young central defender. Brand of football that he was playing last season at Keswick, completely different to this. We're a possession-based team, and he'll make mistakes, which he did. He made a couple of mistakes in the game, but I thought defensively he was extremely solid, which is his primary function, and he did that extremely well. But now, and I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. Bradley, I know Bradley, I've worked with Bradley, so get the ball in the box and Bradley will score. That we know, irrespective, and managing him is going to be the most important factor to ensure that you'll be able to keep him on the field of play. And then Miguel Tim, today didn't have his greatest performance, but I know what value he can bring, obviously, to the team. And then the guys who came on, Linda did very well, Monade did very well. Gave another youngster a debut, Mampuru. So overall, obviously it gives me an idea of what I have moving forward and the options that are available. And as I said, and what he said, attitude of the team, discipline of the team, a lot better this season than last season.
Coach, I think you did mention Matsimbi.
Oh yes, and sorry, Matsimbi, obviously we got him from Leopards. I thought he was outstanding today. His ability to get up and down, his work rate, really, really phenomenal. Aerial ability, aggression, he showed everything to me today. As a coach, I'm always going to find faults, so today he made a couple of mistakes defensively, but those are things that we can rectify.
Open up, yeah.
Coach, you've given Sekhukhune now something they've never done. They are through to the next round of this competition for their first time. What's the, you've won competitions, you've won this before. Are you thinking about that?
Yes, 100%. From the start of the season, I explained to the players that MTN 8 is a fantastic opportunity because it's 3 games and you find yourself in a final. And that would be a great way to start your season, and obviously also for the club to earn some silverware in the years that it's been in the PSL. So as a coach, I'm an ambitious person. I want to win things. I want to achieve things. I have won a few cup competitions, and as Brad said, when you've won competitions, that feeling you can't really explain. So, you want to get that feeling again of lifting a trophy. So that has been our objective right from the start, and that will be our objective right till the end.
So, this is...
Okay. Good evening, Coach. You've signed quite a good number of players ahead of a new season. This as the first match. Do you feel it's getting where you want them to be, or how long will it take for you guys to feel that we have a side that is ready to compete?
Yeah, it's not always easy when you sign as many players as we have. We brought in, I think it's 14 new players. But I think what we've done is we've managed to blend a lot of maturity, experience with youth. And my goal and my objective for the season is to make sure that that blend is well blend. That, I don't take too much risk throwing in too many youngsters. We've signed a number of players that have actually played in the lower division. The likes of Maliva, Olaratu, Mampuru, Brighton, Global, Matsimbi, they're all coming from the NFD, and people might say, well, the NFD is the same as the PSL. It's not, it's different. The level of competitiveness is different. The brand of football is different. And it takes time for those players to adapt to the PSL brand of football, but also adapt to my expectations of how I want them to play individually and how I want them to play collectively. And that can take time, but we're in a business where you don't have time. The expectation is you need to win the next game. So we know that, but as a coach, I have to be able to assess those situations and try and take that pressure off the players and rather put the pressure on myself to ensure that the players understand their roles, their responsibilities, understand the game model, the strategy, in order for us to achieve our objectives,
Good evening, Coach Letabo from the Disc Times. Congratulations on the win. Firstly, are you done signing?
I don't think there's a club in the world that says they're done signing.
Because every day is like this.
Yeah, exactly. Something may come up that is an added value to the squad. But what is important as a coach for me, I don't want to work with big numbers. I don't find working with big numbers is attainable or healthy. I don't think it creates a healthy environment at all. You'll hear people talking about, oh, you need bigger squads, you need bigger squads. I don't agree with that. You go around the world and you go analyze Liverpool last season, who played 80 odd games, and they utilized 16 players in total. So that in itself is telling you, why would you want a squad of 30 and 36 and 40? It just brings that unhealthy environment. You got depth. Well, depth is important, but numbers aren't. I think that's key. So when you're going to have a squad of 26, 27 players, you make sure that the depth that you have goes through the 26, 27. We don't have added because we're not sure that we have enough depth.
My second question, Coach, was to ask you about, obviously after last season, I'm sure that the targets this season are a little bit different, but in terms of your players who some were knocking on the national team doors, and Ekelutso that became a nominee in the player of the season. For this season, do you feel, is there pressure on him now to say last season was not a fluke?
He shouldn't be seeing it as a pressure. That's my view. My view is that Coletso needs to do it again. Coletso needs to do it again. By doing it again, that's when you prove you're actually a good player. If you only do it once and don't do it again, well, it doesn't prove anything. So that's been the message that I've passed on to Coletso. At Coletso, you need to score more goals. Coletso, you need to create more assists. Now, I'm not asking him to 50% improvement. I'm asking for 1%. We were second highest scoring team in the league. That's a fact. So 1%. That's all we want. 1% improvement from Coletso and obviously from Ohizo, our strikers, everybody who contributed towards our goals last season. Can they improve by 1%? That's all. So you should not see that as pressure. You're a professional footballer and you want to achieve things and you want to go places. The way you go places is by doing it repetitively and consistently. That will take you to the heights that you deserve. You don't want to be a one-hit wonder.